So Shields of Vestroia just became a must-have set now. Now, Legends reintroduced fusions from Armored Alliance, which are basically just Bakugan that look like the mutated results of two Bakugan having angry sex in the middle of a nuclear blast. And from all the character cards and from what they need to fuse, they have made the Shields of Vestroia set a very desirable set now. So let me explain why. Shields of Vestroia is the 6-card set in the Bakugan Pro game that was supposed to be released after the Fusion Force set in like early 2020 or something, and obviously because Spin Master is Spin Master and it's not Konami, the set just never released. It just never got to stores whatsoever. But recently, people have been able to get Shields of Vestroia, myself included, because booster boxes were being sold on eBay by people who managed to get them, and they just needed to get rid of the stock. Now, the set introduced the armor rating system for the Bakugan cards, so the game could be slowed down a little bit, but most importantly, pretty much like 70% of the set that came with the cards that affected Fusion specifically. Those are the most important ones. You had cards that do extra things depending on how many Fusion Bakugan are on your team. You had cards that specifically targeted Fusion Bakugan, and you had cards that did stuff when you fused Fusion Bakugan. Now, Fusion Bakugan are pretty much Evos except embedded on the character cards themselves, and they start with their native faction, which makes sense, and then you pay whatever cost they require, and then you turn the character card over, and it becomes this abomination with 2 factions. The original fusions from Armored Alliance, when they came out, pretty much all of them needed energy to fuse. This set at the time would have helped fusions to get the substance they needed to consider even running them, but the only fusions that were really worth running was Drago X Hydorous and... oh my god, I think that's it. Everything else either sucked or costed too much, or were just outright cancelled. Now, Legends reintroduced fusions, and now these new fusions, while there was literally zero effort put into the art for the base forms, they made fusing a whole lot easier. Instead of energy, you fuse when you land on a specific core. All of them in Legends have this! We have seen fusions in Armored Alliance have this before, but that was only like 2 of them or something, and now you can't even find them. But now in Legends went full all fusion mode this year. It's no longer angry sex, it's just a full-blown orgy. Now you might be wondering how these have anything to do with Shields of Vestroia, and my answer is yes! The Legends fusions are now being found at Kohl's of all places for some reason, so I thought this is a good time to put some ideas into your brains. Shields of Vestroia has hero cards like a Jeet here that destroys things when you fuse, Colonel Armstrong Trip burns you when you fuse, and Lord Bracken, which draws you cards, Ben 10 gives you 600 B power, which is nuts, and Melheim here, which is Havoc, it gives you 202. And because of the Legends fusions being so easy to pull off and fuse, these cards are about to become monsters. Because Shields of Vestroia also has cards like Pyrofuser and Burning Determination, defusing your Fusion Bakugan to get them to fuse again and trigger your hero abilities once again. Colonel Armstrong Trip especially is going to be very difficult to deal with because of the burn ability. And burn ability is already very busted like in the game already. Let's just be real here. Like cards like Quickfire, Emily, Jenkins, burn abilities are nuts, especially Pyrus Hyper Serpentes. With many communities either limiting or banning Pyrus Hyper Serpentes, there is maybe another way before attacking to build the burn deck. And since it's Pyrus and coincide with cards like Dan Kuzo, Air Zero, Super Fuel, Song of Fire, and the Legends fusions have now created an annoying deck. Legends also retrained Fusion Bakugan like Hydorous X Krikalios and Gargant X Webum, both coming with over 10 damage by the way, and they can be very deadly if they manage to hit. So how does Shields of Vestroia fix this problem? Well, they introduced flip cards like Weapons of Darkness and Fluid Form that stops Fusion Bakugan for exactly 1 cost, so these might actually be a good Tekken for the future to consider. Cards in this set include cards like Spinning Wave and Chaos Overkill that get stronger for each Fusion Bakugan on your team. And considering how easy to fuse these Legends Bakugan are, it's not a huge deal, and you can even potentially run a team of 3 Fusion Bakugan if you wish. Now, that's not to say that Legends fusions are busted. The old fusions actually still have its own value. The only time the Legends fusions fuse is when you roll them and when they land on a core. The old ones actually require you to pay energy, and paying energy can happen before or after the roll. The fact that Legends Bakugan only require landing on cores and does not require energy allows the opportunity to play the hero before the roll or any other action cards that help in battle. Originally, the old fusions, when they required energy, you ran the risk of not being able to put up a fight if the opponent ends up outscaling you. Fusions in Legends seem to rectify that issue, and now it's increased the viability of certain cards in Shields of Vestroia. The key components of these new Legends Fusions decks are now being diffusers and the corresponding hero cards. Colonel Armstrong Trip, in my opinion, is about to become a major pain in the ass because of the fact that you can also have 3 of them in the deck, and if you have all 3 of them on the board, you could get slapped for 9 damage every turn, and ideally by people putting all Legends fusions and or having a combination of Legends and low-cost fusions from Armored Alliance. But yeah, Legends Fusions have now made Shields of Vestroia a more sought-after set than ever before, simply because of the easy requirements to fuse the Fusion Bakugan, as well as the multiple abilities that trigger on Fusion, and the reset pieces that come with the diffusers. Either way, Shields of Vestroia has now become a must-have set, at least for those wanting to play Fusions from Legends. But what do you think about this? Let me know in the comments down below. Support BakuTalk by pressing the thumbs up, and give us a subscribe for more awesome Bakugan content. I've been Haru, and thank God for rapid fire. Bye!